The local fire department union,
Yeah.
they came out with this press release. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've seen it yesterday. They were talking about that second ladder truck.
Yeah.
Would that have made an impact? These things were enormous.
Yeah.
Would that truck have made a difference?
Yeah, absolutely not. And the chief and I have already said with full force yesterday that that did not impact the response to the fire. The two biggest issues with this fire were, number one, the fire was going for several minutes before the fire department actually got a call. Once the fire department got a call, they arrived to the fire within less than a minute. Issue number two was that due to old building codes, this building, like many apartment buildings in our urban communities, aren't sprinklered, and so there was no sprinkler system that was inside the building that was activated. That obviously would have prevented some damage, but pending investigation, it was also the type of fire and where it was in the apartment and the air circulation that caused the fire to engulf the building pretty quickly. But the fire department got there in under a minute. All engines in the city were on deck, and when we have incidences like this, we open every engine and send them there. In addition to that, we had Chicopee, East Hampton, and South Hadley there as well. And so this is not the time or place for politics. These are people's lives that were lost. And what we should be doing is focusing on honoring their memory and making sure that every family affected has a place to sleep. So this is not going to be an issue that I am going to politicize, and neither should the fire department union. I stand with our fire chief and his comments yesterday that brownout had no impact on the response to this fire.
Did I understand this correctly? The building, because of its age, did not have smoke detectors?
I believe the building had smoke detectors,
Or it
yes.
had smoke.
Yeah, sprinklers is what the building didn't have.
Okay.
And a lot of the newer building codes, for example, if you build a building today with a certain number of apartments, or under a certain number of apartments, you have to install a sprinkler system.
Got it. So they had smoke detectors. Were they working?
As far as I know, they were, but pending investigation, we'll get more information as to the alarms and the smoke detectors.
Can you theorize if it had working sprinklers, whether or not possibly lives could have been saved?
Perhaps. I mean, what I will say were a lot of lives were saved. Unfortunately, we've lost 3 lives at this point. And but what I do know is that there were 10 to 15 rescues, and so we saw firefighters and police officers, literally catching people that were coming out of the windows. Firefighters that were climbing up their ladder with their mask getting hit off, inhaling smoke, grabbing people out of the windows. And so, hats off to our firefighters for their bravery and the job that they did, for the police officers that were there, for residents that went back in to save other people's lives. This could have been a lot worse, and because the fire department responded so quickly and so bravely, we were able to limit the number of fatalities.